Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. If Thomson don't get ya, Lillee must. Caption for a Sydney Daily Telegraph Cartoon, 1974. If ever a couplet was good enough to describe an entire Ashes series down under, that of 197,475, this was it. The bitter animosity between the two teams in that series, the sledging and profanities, and of course the bowling, aimed at intimidation and maiming, was only matched, perhaps, by the Bodyline Series of 193,233. The tone for that confrontational series was said to be set by Tony Greig. He got Dennis Lillee to top-edge a bouncer in the first innings of the first test at Brisbane. What provoked the Australian pacer wasn't that he got out to the bouncer but the fact that he fell on his backside, bruising his ego rather than his rump, and was given a rather ceremonious send-off by the sniggering bowler. The big pacer, from under his soup strainer mustache, while stomping back to the hut, is said to have murmured, "Remember who started it? We'll finish it." That incident had set the series aflame. England soon found out what Lillee, helped along by the fierce pace of Jeff Thomson and the bouncy Max Walker, could do. Dennis Amiss broke a thumb, John Udrich broke an arm, and skipper Dennis, besides having his gold medallion embedded in his chest, forgot how to hold a bat for a couple of months. In fact, by the end of the series, most English batsmen were nervous wrecks and Colin Cowdrey, 41, had to be flown in to open the innings in the final test. The Ashes has history behind it, 135 years of folklore. Illustration courtesy Austin Coutinho. For the record, Australia won the Six Test Series 41. Only a couple of hundreds from Dennis and Keith Fletcher and some inspired bowling from Peter Lever helped the tourists salvage some pride with an innings win in the last test at Melbourne. The traditional form of cricket has its test matches, and then there are the Ashes. When England plays Australia, at home or down under, it is usually all-out war. Comparing the Ashes to an India-Sri Lanka series is like comparing AK-47s to pea shooters. I hope I am forgiven this blasphemy, but given the option of Englishmen having a go at their traditional rivals in Australia, would any day be better than India play cat and mouse with the beleaguered Lankans? Why? Because the Ashes has history behind it, 135 years of folklore. In 1882, when Australia beat England in a test match at the Oval, there was an obituary published in the Sporting Times to mourn the death of English cricket. The body will be cremated and the ashes taken to Australia, the obituary stated. In the 188,283 series played in Australia, Eva Bligh, the England skipper, vowed to regain the Ashes. After England won 2 of the 3 tests, a group of women burnt a wooden bale, placed the ashes of Australian cricket in an urn and presented it to Bligh. Thus began the hostilities that have lasted over 70 eventful Ashes series. Former Prime Minister of Australia, Robert G. Menzies, was a huge cricket fan. Once while in an England-Australia test at Melbourne, he was asked, in all seriousness, by one eminent person sitting next to him what he thought was the greatest problem confronting the nation. Menzies, annoyed by the question, while he was trying to concentrate on the game, replied, "The greatest problem, my dear, is getting another wicket before lunch." The eminent person is said to have moved away, probably resolving never to vote for a light-minded politician again. Australian crowds enjoy their cricket as much as Indian fans do. But they are more colourful, more creative and wittier. Yaba was perhaps the most colourful of them and has his statue installed in one of the SCG stands. It is said that the great Patsy Henderan would jump over the fence near the Sydney Hill and have a swig of beer offered by the crowd when a wicket fell. They loved him. Douglas Jardine, with his stiff upper lip, was on the other hand scorned. He was laughed at for his stiff-legged running, and Jabba often reminded him to mind his stays. In the 195,455 Ashes series, Frank Tyson had run riot at Melbourne with his pace and bounce. As one Australian tailender, stepping out to bat, was having problems bolting the pavilion door, a spectator shouted, "Leave it open, you won't be long." Can we ever forget the striking picture of an entire stand doing stretching exercises, imitating Merv Hughes as he prepared to bowl a spell? Or, for that matter, how about a row of Richie Benaud lookalikes? In addition to the beautifully manicured outfields down under, the facilities there are comfortable and spectator-friendly. What stand out, however, from a cricketing point of view, are the bouncier, harder wickets. With a little in it for both bowlers and batsmen, the quality of cricket played is more attractive. Square cuts and pull shots played to bowlers of express pace sets the adrenaline pumping. Finally, my remote points towards the Ashes broadcast on TV because of the excellence in picture quality and the standard of commentary from Australian pundits. Channel 9 set the trend for classy broadcasts of the World Series cricket matches in the 1970s and hugely upgraded cricket coverage on TV. The difference, in my opinion, between Australian commentators and others is that the former seemed to have a conversation among themselves, allowing viewers to eavesdrop on them. The latter, however, tend to describe the action that a discerning viewer can already see happening. I have been waiting for the action to begin down under for the last couple of weeks. The Australian and England camps have traded barbs and called each other names. David Warner, for instance, has said that he would like to show his hate for the Englishmen during the series and has reiterated what he had stated the last time around: they have scared eyes. Nathan Lyon too reopened wounds when he spoke about Matt Pryor wanting to fly home scared in the 201,314 series. Pryor hit back by saying that cricket has a funny way of biting back. You want to end careers? Take care that yours doesn't end. Oh, for the hype and the hoopla before and during an Ashes series, and I'm in good company, for I saw the legendary spinner, Bishan Singh Bedi's tweet about the terrific atmosphere at the Gabba, as also my friend and mentor, Ayaz Memon tweeting, alarm set for 5:30 a.m. First day of Ashes, not to be missed. As for me, I'm loving it. The author is a caricaturist and sports writer. A former fast bowler, he has mentored cricketers and footballers, and is now a mental toughness trainer. Published date November 25, 2017, 12:22 p.m. Updated date November 25, 2017, 05:30 p.m.